Happy Saturday, Connect fam, and welcome to another amazing episode of the Connect Network TV right here on the CW, where women in business, lifestyle, and legacy come here to shine, darling. So we are so glad to have you. I'm your host, Stitches, with my amazing gal pals. Hey, Sandy Glenn. Hey, Wendy Morales. Hey, ladies.
Hey.
Good morning.
You look gorgeous. Always, ladies, you look gorgeous. So today's convo is fire because whether you're a content creator, a coach, a business owner, or just trying to level it up, honey, personal branding is the name of the game. And that's what we're getting into.
Yes, and it's not just about aesthetic anymore. It's about influence, impact, and making sure your digital presence is aligned with your real life purpose. Over 70% of employers and clients say they'll check your social media before even reaching out. So whether you're applying for a contract, launching a product, or looking to build your authority, your digital footprint speaks before you ever open your mouth. And what's wild is your brand is being built, whether you're intentional or not. Every post, every comment, every piece of content is saying something about who you are. The question is, are you directing the message or just letting it float? How do you ladies do it for your brands?
I'll go first.
That is a question. That is definitely a question. Okay.
Sorry. So I do a little bit of both, I believe. I like to do the brand, like I do like to do a direct message on my real estate page, but on my personal page, I think I do a little bit more of the floating, and I do definitely need to get better about that.
I think for me, honestly, because there's different things that I'm engaged in and involved in, but I guess you can say the center is community and give back, and to some degree, and just the love of the Lord, to be honest. So you're going to find a bunch of that in almost everything that I post. So I think it is consistent, but because there's a lot of things that I'm into, it's like it kind of becomes like, oh, she got a lot going on, but there's, I think, a consistent messaging of community and the love of the Lord and like kids and giving back to women. So I would like to think I'm on brand. I don't know. What about you, Sandy?
I mean, I put it in all of my content. So if you find me on podcast or YouTube or social media, it's going to be a consistent brand and messaging all the way through. So, the consistency, but also the messaging in what I'm talking about. I mean, pretty much everything that I share is about my S3 framework, system, strategy, and support. So pretty much everything that you can find, whether it's an event, a social media piece, or we meet in person, those are the things that I'm sharing. And that's built into the messaging very strategically.
That's awesome.
And it is. And here's the truth. So many of us had to learn the hard way because visibility is currency. And ladies, we've got to let that sink in. I know I do, that's for sure. And, you could be incredibly talented, deeply knowledgeable, and have the perfect product. But if people can't see you, they can't pay you, they can't support you, or they definitely can't promote you.
Pay, support, promote. That sounds like a thing right there. And truly, yet we hear this all the time. I don't want to be too salesy, right? Or I'm not comfortable showing my face. But in a digital world, the fact of the matter is where 80% of consumers say they prefer to buy from a person they feel they connected to. You are your brand. So for the woman who feels like she has something valuable to say, but is afraid of being judged, of being too much. Yeah, they call me too much all the time. I get paid for it. Please. Or maybe not polished enough. You know what I mean? How can she build confidence in her voice and just start showing up with authority online? What do you say, ladies? I'll go with you first.
I think you just got to do it. Look, you're not going to get good at something unless you do it. So my answer is always just show up and again, be consistent. Your brand, your messaging is going to grow. Mine has evolved so much in all the years that I've been coaching. I started out in the pregnancy space and postpartum space, and then in the systems and strategy space. So it's going to evolve. It's going to change. Don't be afraid that you just have to be stuck in a box and it has to be that thing forever. So I would just say your confidence will come with the competency of you continuing to be consistent and show up, and just don't be afraid. Go out there and do it.
That
Nice.
sounds great, Sandy. Yes, for sure. And I think eventually, as you said, just keep showing up, keep doing it. Practice makes perfect until you find your niche. When did you know it was time to switch over, Sandy? Like you said, you started with pregnancy or postpartum.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like it was a natural evolution. So when I had first, started coaching, it was the space that I was in because I just had Jake. It actually, even before that, I was coaching in the fitness space. So it evolved because I was evolving. And I think that we can't be afraid to have that evolution because that's how your people are going to grow with you. That's how your tribe is going to, grow with you, and they get to see all these evolution. So don't be afraid to be who you are, because I think that it's real, it's authentic, and people connect with that. They're not connecting with the fake thing that they think that, or that you think that they want you to be. They're connecting with the realness, which, at my event that we had with Chalene Johnson, this was her message the entire time that she was on the stage. You get to grow and evolve, and you do it in a way where people get to come along with you. So I think that, we just cannot be afraid to evolve and morph into the next version of ourselves, because it should never stay the same. We should always be growing.
And honestly, I think people love to see it. People love, believe it or not, we can't take for granted that people are people, and everyone's not AI yet. So people have emotions and people have thoughts and feelings. So when they see who truly follow you, when they see where you started, they love to see that. I guess you can say that Cinderella story where they see the person that they started with is evolving, because people are also evolving. And if you're doing fitness one time, and I'm just using that example, if you're doing fitness one time and then they see you're 10 months pregnant, still doing like, it's like, okay, baby, what are we doing? So people can see, like you said, the authenticity. So I think we can't forget that there are people out there who truly follow and that like to see the people that they follow grow.
Yeah.
The ones who don't, you just block them.
Yeah. And look, influence is now currency. I think that, we get to be influential. We get to lead from a place coming from that growth, right? And people want to come along, just like you're saying, Stitch. They want to come along for that ride. So I want to ask you, ladies, what practical steps can we take to start building visibility, especially if we're starting from scratch and don't have a big budget for branding or photo shoots or a marketing team? What advice would you give to the listeners?
For me, I would definitely start, because we talked about this before, is with what is free, which is social media. And start with, we talked about this, just posting and being authentic. It doesn't have to be perfect. Someone I was talking to who's major in marketing, and this is what they do, and they had a conference actually here in Miami. It's like, it doesn't always have to be perfect. And honestly, what they're finding in the numbers is that a lot of the overproduced things are not always doing as great as the things that you could just do on your phone and have a cool caption, but people are relating to authenticity. So don't be, oh, that's good. Don't be bound by our own mind of everything has to be perfect. Don't be bound by the filter world. Yeah.
I think you definitely covered it, Stitches. And just as Sandy mentioned, I think that's what was, set up on stage over and over. Just be authentic, be yourself. Just don't be afraid. Just get out there, and also going live. Right, Sandy? Yeah. Just at least trying to go live, like often, consistently, every day. And I think, it's so much easier when you do go on there and you can just be authentic and not have to spend hours trying to be more creative. So definitely going to give it a shot and start.
Yes, Wendy.
I'm going to share this really quick. There was an artist back, this was 4 years ago, and she's a producer, and she was doing IG live, like just creating beats. And she had like maybe I don't even know if it was hundreds of people. She had like a handful of people on her lives. Fast forward to today, she's now on the radio and she has hundreds of thousands and probably close to 1 million people watching. She has to actually be careful of what she produces so it doesn't get taken. But it just proves to show we talk about this word consistency that I'm even being reminded to take into account. So, don't be alarmed if you only see 2 people coming on your live at first. Just be consistent in what you're doing and it will grow and people will follow.
That's right. That's right. So listen, ladies, we're talking about consistency. And the other piece that we have to mention is if you're not controlling your brand, the algorithm will. So people scroll for milliseconds and it's literally, that's all the time that you have to grab their attention, whether it's your IG bio, your LinkedIn, your website, those are all your digital billboards. And here's something else people miss. It's not just about showing up. It's exactly what we're talking about here in staying consistent. That's where the magic happens. That's also where the trust is built. So what tools or habits or even strategies can we implement to help us stay consistent in our brand messaging without feeling overwhelmed or burnt out?
I'm sure you're going to both of you will mention this, and I actually have to tap into this. Scheduling.
Yeah.
If you're on social media, something simple and something that's free and practical is actually taking a day to schedule certain posts. Because if your week is bombarded, take some time out, carve out a day to where you're gonna have to post consistently. Then just start scheduling this. And I have to get into a habit of scheduling as well. But it helps. It definitely helps. What would you say, ladies?
I mean, I have 2 good ones that I love that are my favorites. So I'll share those. So I would say the 2 big ones that I use are batching content and repurposing content. So just like Stitches said, we're all running businesses. We're all busy. Myself, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a business owner. I'm wearing all these hats, but I don't have, there's 24 hours in a day, but I don't have all day long to make content. So what I do is I batch my content, meaning I'll have one day where I make multiple pieces of content. And then whether it's myself or my team will repurpose. So one long form piece of content can be 20 short forms repurposed on different platforms. So I think that's really important to do, especially if you're busy and you have multiple things going on, batching your content and repurposing.
That's good. Wendy, what say you?
I think Sandy mentioned it. I think I was thinking over here to myself, just taking one full day to do all my posts, all my photos, all my videos. And then as you mentioned, just spreading it, dividing it and reusing it, repurposing it. And I need to learn to delegate a little bit more because I really feel like, they could be more creative than I am to a certain degree and can repurpose my content in a different way that could be really beneficial. So that's what I've got to work on, what I would like to start working on as well.
That's good. See, the first step is realizing that you need it.
Right.
So some folks don't know that they need to delegate. But you're done good, Wendy. You're done good.
Yeah.
And also, we mentioned this word is consistent. Visibility and value-driven content absolutely will help. It will help. And remember, we're going to say it again. Consistency doesn't mean perfection. It just means staying present and being intentional, like we mentioned earlier. Right, ladies?
That's right.
Absolutely. Exactly. And don't forget, your story is your superpower. People connect with people, not logos. So don't be afraid to share the behind the scenes, the wins, and definitely the lessons as well. That's what makes your brand real and relatable, ladies.
That's right. And if you're watching this right now and you've been waiting for a sign to stop hiding and start building your influence, this is it. This is your sign. Here you go with blinking lights. Your brand is your calling card. Let it speak for you, work for you, and open doors for you. Whether you're ready to elevate, pivot, or just begin, your personal brand can be your most powerful asset. And in this digital age, it's not optional, it's essential.
And you can start with us, the Connect with the Connect Network TV. Hello.
That's right.
Please do. And you know what, sis? You've got what it takes. And the world is ready to see it. I mean, it's time to get visible and get paid. And coming up next, we've got Dr. Marcelline Girlie joining us to talk about something we all need to hear. How we eat is affecting how we think and how we feel. So stay close. Don't go away. This is for the mind, the body, and the soul.
Back to the Connect Network TV, and we are so excited to welcome Dr. Marcelline Girlie. She is truly a powerful voice in wellness and nutrition. Today, she's helping us really connect the dots between what we eat and how we feel. Yes, it all correlates because let's be real, our health as a nation is a little bit in trouble. Welcome to the show. We're excited to have her. Hey, Doc.
There. Hello there. How are you?
Welcome. We got to give you a tap. Welcome back.
Oh, thank you.
Dr. Girlie, it is so good to have you. Let's start with the basics. We hear so much about how today's fast-paced lifestyle has shifted our eating habits. Can you talk about the typical American diet today and how it's leading to more dis-ease and inflammation in our bodies and why that matters more than ever in 2025?
Absolutely. So the typical American diet is often called the SAD diet, which is the standard American diet. Even just the name within itself should make us cringe a little bit, but it's a diet that is high in ultra processed foods, refined sugars, unhealthy fats, and artificial additives. At the same time, it's low in fiber, antioxidants, and essential nutrients for our body. That combination is a recipe for chronic low-grade inflammation. Now, we hear the word inflammation often, but inflammation isn't always bad because acute inflammation is part of your body's natural healing responses. But when it becomes chronic because of poor nutrition, stress, and lifestyle, it becomes a root cause of most of today's major health conditions like your heart disease, diabetes, autoimmune disorders, obesity, or mental health issues, and even some cancers. So in 2025, this matters more than ever. We're still seeing the long-term health impacts of the pandemic, both physically and mentally. And people are more stressed, more sedentary, and consuming even more processed foods for convenience. So it adds in more anxiety. You have more anxiety diagnoses, depression, and even neurodivergent disorders like your ADHD and autisms and stuff. And we can't ignore the link between what we eat and how our brains and our bodies function. So food is not just fuel nowadays, it's information for your cells, and every bite is either feeding disease or fighting it. So if we want to live longer, feel better, think clearer, especially in this overstimulated, overwhelming society, we have to start viewing our diet as a form of preventative medicine.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. And thank you, Doc. I know there's a lot more to get into. And Wendy, who is also into nutrition and all the things, I know she has some questions. So let's bring her back in. Wendy, go ahead.
Thank you so much for the introduction, Stitch. Now, that part is eye-opening. Dr. Marcelline, can you break down how juicing can be a nutrient powerhouse, especially for busy women like ourselves, all of us, and moms who want to eat better but feel really overwhelmed?
Yes. So juicing can be a tool, and it's a great and total game changer, actually, especially for busy women and moms who are juggling a million things and struggling to prioritize their health. Here's the thing. Juicing is one of the fastest ways to flood your body with nutrients. When you're juicing fresh vegetables and fresh fruits, you're extracting the vitamins, the minerals, the antioxidants, and enzymes without the bulk of the fiber, which allows those nutrients to be absorbed quickly into the bloodstream. It's like giving your cells an instant dose of energy and healing without chewing, right? Essentially. So for overwhelmed moms, this is key, that instead of trying to prepare 5 servings of vegetables a day, one juice can deliver that in just a few sips. You can throw some spinach, some kale, some celery, some ginger, apples, and maybe even a lemon into one glass, and suddenly you've got immunity support, anti-inflammatory compounds, iron, magnesium, B vitamins, all working in your favor. Plus, it helps reset the cravings and boost your energy naturally and support your hormonal balance, which is huge for moms who are dealing with fatigue, brain fog, or even burnout. The goal isn't to replace meals with juice, but to add it in as a powerful daily habit. Even just 8 ounces in the morning can make a major difference in how you feel, how you think, and how you function. Now, let me go ahead and emphasize this thing about fiber, because fiber is needed to make sure that your gut microbiome is happy and healthy. That's why it's important to eat your vegetables and your fruits while also juicing. Juicing is a supplement to your healthy lifestyle. So I encourage using the pulp in soups and snacks and baked goods throughout the day to ensure we keep your gut natural colonies happy as well.
Yes.
That's all right. You make me feel good, Doc, because I drank my juice today.
Good job. Good job.
Well, I want to dive into this as well. So gut health is a big one too. And so many people struggle with bloating or digestion issues. So can you speak to how juicing can help with detoxification and digestive health? I know we've talked a little bit about this, but what makes it more effective than other quick fix cleanses?
Yes. And this is such an important distinction to make. Juicing supports your real cellular detoxification system, not the kind of trendy quick fixes that often do more harm than good. Our bodies already have built-in detox systems with the liver, the kidney, your lymphatic system, and your gut. But in today's world, we're overloaded with toxins from food, air, stress, and even skincare products. So juicing gives the body the nutrients it needs to support and enhance those natural detox processes instead of shocking the system like some of the extreme cleanses do. So juices made with like your greens, your parsley, cilantro, cucumber, and lemon, they help flush toxins, support the liver function, and restore your alkaline balance. Beets and carrots are amazing for your liver and gallbladder support. And adding ginger or aloe can help soothe and stimulate digestion. Unlike your harsh detoxes that deprive you of calories or fiber, juices is gentle and nourishing to the body, and it gives your digestive system a break from heavy processing while still delivering those enzymes and phytonutrients that are necessary that heal the gut lining and improve your regular bowel movements, right? So the difference is this: juicing supports your body from the inside out instead of punishing it. And that's what makes it suitable and effective, not just for weight loss, but for long-term wellness.
I got to ask you this, Doc, before you go, Wendy, specifically, when we talk about mental clarity, focus, and emotional well-being, are there specific fruits or veggies that you would recommend?
Yes, of course. Now, one thing about that is the fact that our bodies tell us exactly what it needs at all times, especially the gut and the brain. There is something called the brain-gut axis, right? And so what we want to do is make sure that we feed our second brain, which is our gut. It's a two-way communication system. So when I start thinking about foods that support mental clarity and give you focus and is good for your well-being, I always go to my green leafy vegetables. I go to my beets, my celery, my carrot, my citrus fruits that provide mental fuel, and add in a little bit of ginger or turmeric for anti-inflammatory effects, and blueberries or apples for brain protective antioxidants. So bottom line is, we can actually help heal ourselves by just watching what we eat, as our guts communicate with our brain and our brain communicate with our guts. And we can actually say that we feel good thinking about what we eat.
That's good. Thanks, Doc.
That is some really good stuff. And let's talk energy. So many of us are living off of coffee and some of us off of energy drinks, and then we crash by 3 p.m. So how can fresh juice give us that natural energy boost without the crash or the burnout? And also, what are your go-to ingredients for that?
Yes. So fresh juice is a powerful way to get a clean, sustained energy boost without the crash that often comes with your caffeine or your sugary snacks. When you juice fresh vegetables and fruits, you're flooding your body with bioavailable nutrients, things like natural sugars, B vitamins, and magnesium and antioxidants that your cells can absorb immediately to produce the energy on the cellular level. Unlike your energy drinks or your coffee, which spikes up your sugar, then crashes it, juices provide a steady, natural uplift. It hydrates you, it regulates your blood sugar, it supports your adrenal function, and reduces the inflammation. One of the biggest energy drainers is inflammation. Okay. So some of my favorite ingredients for energy are, I'm going back to the beets, the red stuff. Most people don't like it. I love it. And it works so well for the body because it provides and improves oxygen flow to the brain and your muscles. Your spinach and your kale, they're packed with magnesium and iron. Your citrus fruits like orange and lemon, they're good for vitamin C, and they have a natural zest and a touch of ginger to fire up your metabolism and digestion. I actually wrote a book about this. It's called There's a Juice for That, now available in your ebook or ebook download on my website at marcellinegirlie.com or a paperback on amazon.com, which dives deeper into the healing power of juicing. It's not just a recipe book, actually. It's a wellness guide. And I talk about how to maintain the alkaline, anti-inflammatory diet. And I highlight which fruits and vegetables have been shown to combat some of the most common disease processes, from blood pressure and diabetes to brain fog and fatigue, and over 100 recipes to target this thing. And it helps to fuel and heal our bodies and resets our bodies, because truly there is a juice for that. There's a juice for any and all elements of whatever you're trying to manage in your health.
Wow. It's so powerful. And it's also so great to know that, everything that we need is just right there in the fruits and vegetables.
Yes, it is. You can actually use what's been growing.
So good. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Girlie, for making nutrition feel accessible and not overwhelming. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Connect family. Well, that is a wrap for us today. Flexibility leads to happier, more productive teams, and the future of work is here, and it's all about making it work for you. Don't forget to tap into our IG and connect with us to share more at the Connect Network TV.
And remember, you can catch past episodes by binge watching them Netflix style on our website at theconnectnetworktv.com. In the meantime, keep up with my gal pals. Ladies, where can they find you?
At Sandy Glenn or at Slay Your Day Official, YouTube and podcast.
And you can keep up with me at Gone with the Wendy.
And you can catch me at STICHIZ stitches.com. And if you're in different states, you might hear a familiar voice in Canada and on different iHeartRadio stations. Yeah?
Yes, Stitches. Well, ladies and our guests, be safe and make sure you tell somebody you love them today and every day.
We got to say it. Love you for Haitian Heritage Month. I'll tell you, ladies, who I am.